Hi and welcome to Healthy Life Hacks. I'm Jefferies, the present day wise woman, a realistic naturopath coming to you from the surfing beaches of Australia. This podcast is for those of you who are wanting to really rock your life and health and live from a place of prevention. Let's get into today's episode. I woke up already exhausted, tired, and not just that average kind of tired, but that soul deep tired. I hear that so often. It's actually quite scary. And if this sounds familiar, if you've been in that space, know that you're not alone. And most importantly, you're not broken. What I know is that fatigue in our 40s and 50s and beyond isn't just about needing more sleep. It's our body telling us there's lots going on. So everything from our adrenals and our hormones, our nervous system, we're burning the candle at both ends. Our gut's out of whack. We're looking after the family, looking after our careers, and finding time where we can, those pockets of time to look after ourselves. The reality is there's lots we can do about that. And quite simply, so let's go. So what are some of the main and very real reasons that you might be feeling wiped out? Just no energy, and not just no energy through the day, but actually waking up tired and having that continue or build even more through the day, or waking up with like, yeah, gotta go, and then feeling wiped out. What is it? What are the classics? So these are the most common ones that I find in my work as a naturopath. First one is boring old stress. Stress is not boring, but it is how it's just so repeatable for people. People are living in this perpetual stress loop, and that cortisol overload has us in a place where we could have been living in fight or flight for years. I know when I burned out in my 20s, I realized at the time when I actually got back on track and got my energy back, I realized that I had been in that hole for years and my body had been giving me lots of hints, but I was in such production mode with my work. I was at the top of my career in the corporate world. It was like I didn't have time to even notice what was going on. So when our cortisol stays too high, we then crash. And it just leaves us tired and foggy. And it's not laziness. Some people think, I lay around all day Saturday. I feel so lazy. No, you're trying to catch up from a busy week. So just know that cortisol, it sits behind everything. It just does. Stress overrides everything. I talk about it in my new book, Fuck the Stress. It's just a reality. What are some of the other common influences? Well, blood sugar roller coaster, riding that thing, skipping meals. You're busy, so you skip, you grab something caffeinated for breakfast, usually coffee. You're looking for that chocolate mid-afternoon. All of those sugar highs and lows suck the life out of us, and our brain and our hormones need consistent fuel. So I'll touch on that. Perimenopause and menopause. Yes, hormones. We get an inconsistent flow of hormones, so to speak, when we're stressed out, when our cortisol is too high, the adrenal glands are under stress. The body still produces androgens. However, if that's not happening properly, we're getting that inconsistent flow of hormones. And so where estrogen and progesterone are naturally meant to go through a decreasing time at this time, it can be accelerated. It can just be shifting all over the place. And it affects things like our moods, our sleep, our ability to bounce back. So when we go off center, we go out of the alkaline corridor, it's slower and harder for us to come back to center because we're swinging so far off center. And it's not that we're getting older, it's just body chemistry, that hormones are out of whack because our adrenal glands are being taxed. So we know, I talk about that when our adrenals are taxed, it's like somebody puts the fire out in our belly and food stews instead of digesting. So we start getting higher inflammation. When we're outside that alkaline corridor, our inflammation also raises as well. Our gut gets really sluggish. And it's not about how much you're pooing and peeing. It's about how our body is able to absorb and assimilate the nutrients. So you can be dragging your ass, eating a healthy diet still close to nature because your body's been stressed and you're not actually even picking up the nutrients. So I'll touch on that. And then our poor nervous system. You've been running on high alert for years. The vagus nerve is frazzled.
And that system doesn't even know how to switch off anymore. It doesn't. So we can be going to sleep and not even recharging. So how can we boost our energy without burning out even further? I know busy people want to be healthy. We don't need more big 10-page essay kind of strategies to have to deal with. We just need something that's going to nourish our nervous system, some simple tools. And so here's some of my favorite aromatherapy, adaptogens, and nutrition to help you get your spark back if you're feeling just zapped. And you wonder, gosh, is this as good as it gets? All right, here's the bottom line. The BAM, because that's what I'm all about, that bare ass minimum to do. One, aromatherapy actually works. So I'm a naturopath and I'm an aromatherapist. So a naturopath in clinic, we specialize in something. And I specialized in aromatherapy, and I specialized in the emotional sides of aromatherapy, how the emotional stresses taxed our body and how we can use aromatherapy to help support our body, particularly in times of stress. So scent is like a direct line to our brain and nervous system. Literally, there was studies that were done, a long time ago, back in the 80s. I remember there was this German professor who tried to prove that aromatherapy was just a feel-good therapy. Professor Buchbauer. I'll always remember his name from when I was studying. And so he, set up these trials. And what the end result, what he found was that essential oils were absorbed faster into the body just by smelling, had a physiological effect on our body faster than if someone got an intravenous drip. It's like instant. As soon as we smell something, the essential oils, it's like a key lock system in the back of our nose, goes straight up into the limbic system in our brain. Our limbic system in our brain is where all our emotions and memories are stored. And so we have an instant response when we have an aroma. Okay. So scent is very powerful. I love essential oils so much. For me, they are the easiest natural therapy to integrate into any area of our life. And totally, we can be supporting our brain and our nervous system and everything just so fast and effectively. So let's go. So imagine you wake up in the morning and living from a place of prevention, you don't want to be dragging your ass. And so we set up kind of morning rituals. And a ritual is just something that we do repetitively. So imagine in the morning we did the rise and reset. The rise and reset. So essential oils like grapefruit, mei chang, black pepper, ginger, palmarosa are all going to be the most useful for you at that time. Okay. Now, these kind of essential oils invigorate our mind, they refresh our thoughts, and we energize our just even our outlook for the day, like positivity. Our day's gonna roll better when we feel, like we've got hope that we can get through the day really well. And that's why I designed oils like my Energizer blend. You may want to check that one out. Now, using oils first thing in the morning, usually something like using it into a diffuser would be the go, whether you're going to do that at home, in the kitchen, or at work when you get to work, whichever, doesn't matter. Or you can either dilute a few drops into a vegetable oil base, even something like avocado oil and macadamia oil that you can buy in the supermarkets nowadays, and put them into a little roller bottle or a little drop bottle and just put a drop behind the ears. So if you had a 10 ml bottle, you'd put about 5 drops in total and put it on a pressure point. Like I say, around the behind the ears or on your wrists is a great place to start. Mid-morning. Imagine you went for focus and flow. So essential oils like lemon, peppermint, basil, black pepper, rosemary. Think about something like my study blend. That's got similar oils in it. So what it's going to do is help to sustain that clear, focused mental energy, which we need. We're getting into the day, you're in the office or whatever you're doing, and it's like, I just need to nail this project I'm on. Great. So a couple of drops in the hands, rub your hands together, and inhale. You don't even have to have a fancy diffuser. Just put a drop in your hands or a drop onto a tissue, anything like that, and just breathe it. Imagine after lunch you went for clear and calm. So essential oils like eucalyptus, peppermint, lavender, tea tree, ginger, lemon, juniper, cedarwood, any of those. So an essential oil blend like that, something like even my Breathe blend.
Have you ever wondered how your life could have been different if you'd had access to this type of content at a younger age? Look, this is why I need your help. I'm working to build the #1 platform that gives real and easy to integrate healthy life hacks and mindset to help you get well and stay well. This show only grows by word of mouth and new subscribers. It would mean the world to me if you could click the subscribe button right now, leave a 5-star written review, or drop a comment below. Share this episode with a friend and I would be forever grateful. Now, let's get back to this week's episode.
Will help to support digestion, clear our heads, calm cortisol, and sustain that mental energy through a busy afternoon. So again, a drop onto the palms of your hands, rub your hands together and inhale deeply. That's an easy way to do it. Or you could have pre-made up a little bottle. Imagine 10 mils again of a vegetable oil base, your favorite. I'm such a big fan of avocado and macadamia oil. 5 drops of the essential oils in total. That's all. Don't go getting too excited. And then apply that to the back of the neck, to the belly, if you're feeling a bit bloated and that kind of thing after lunch. That's a good thing to do as well. That could help. In the evenings, I'm a big fan of people kind of leaving work at work and detaching. And so this is where that early evening, the Fuck the Stress blend would be useful. So I designed that blend with things like fennel, cedarwood, bergamot, lemon, jasmine sunbuck, which is the night-scented jasmine from India, petitgrain, basil, and nutmeg. And this would be all about regulating that nervous system, calming the gut tension, and supporting deep adrenal recovery. And at the same time, just going, fuck off stress. It's time for me to chill out and start leaving the day behind. So diffuser would be great. Otherwise, dilute it down the same way I've said, putting 5 drops of essential oil into about a 10 ml of base oil and rub it over that solar plexus. You know, your solar plexus is kind of like the base of your ribs area, right in the middle of your belly, just above your belly button, and or on the soles of your feet, because essential oils are great at our feet are waterproof, not oil proof. So it's a great way to absorb oils into our feet to get them to work faster. So there's a few simple aromatherapy ideas that you can use during the daytime and the evening to help support you. The next one is, let's talk about that BAM, the bare ass minimum of nutrition, and how our body, you know, food isn't just pleasure. I love my food. I love my food. I cook to have as many flavors in every mouthful. It's just the way I love to cook. And so at the same time, I go for the flavor, but I also go for knowing the fact that it's the fuel. It's the fuel that's going to give me the energy to do everything I want to do every day. It's got the fuel that's going to help my body age strong, fit, and healthy. And so it is a fuel. So eat thinking this is fuel for today, fuel for every day. So we can't just go skipping meals. We can't just go surviving on coffee. We can't just expect to feel vibrant, alive, bold, bright, beautiful, all those kind of things if we're not fueling our body properly. So here's the BAM of the BAM on eating. You ready? 1, start with protein every single meal. Eggs, legumes, fish, meats, whatever your choice is, have protein with each meal. Number 2, add good fats for hormone support. So avocados, seeds, ghee, olive oil, nuts, almonds, pecans, walnuts. I love a couple of Brazil nuts a day. The next one is to color up your meals. Get as many colors as you can in every meal. You know, I cooked a miso, and you can just go and Google it, you'll find one. But I cooked a miso eggplant dish on the weekend, and my wife Alice said, Jen, why eggplant? I said, because there's not enough blue and purple foods in our everyday living, just for everyone, because they're limited. Blueberries, blackberries, purple carrots, eggplant, those kind of foods, they are your super antioxidants. So the more colorful the meal, the better. And think about bringing blue and purple foods into your diet. They are just so important for that cellular repair. And then hydrate. Yes, I bang on about water all the time. If you're going to have coffee, your choice, water before coffee. If you're going to have alcohol, your choice, water before alcohol. Or have 1 coffee, 1 water, 1 coffee, you know, and if you're going to have alcohol, an alcohol or water, an alcohol or water. Just even it out a bit more. Your body will thank you. And then, of course, we want to be able to stabilize our blood sugar. So eating small, consistent meals every 2.5 hours, something like that, even a snack, and balancing out our carbs with fibers and good fats. All right. If you're doing fasting, obviously that's a whole nother game. And I've talked so much in the past about fasting, so there's plenty of information out there. You can just track that down. All right, number 3 is adaptogens, like I said. So adaptogens are nature's stress managers. They don't make stress go away. They help our body to be able to adapt to stress without crashing, okay? So they help to nourish our adrenal glands. Our adrenal glands are little glands that sit on top of our kidneys, and they support our hormones. Why do they support our hormones? Because our adrenal glands produce androgens. Androgens are those hormones that help to support our reproductive system. And so if we want to get really good long-term stamina and energy over time, we've got to support our adrenal glands. In Chinese medicine, we say that your adrenal glands are where your qi, your life force, your energy for life lives. So just eating well and going to bed properly and not doing things to directly support our adrenal glands, you're not going to get that sustainable kind of stamina over time. So being a herbalist and naturopath, I love a good old-fashioned liquid herbal tonic. I just do. It's how I prefer. Nowadays, I know capsules and everything else is around, but I'm old school, and so I really like a good old-fashioned liquid herbal tonic. And if you want to know what I take, just send me a message. Okay, you can track me down on social media, or otherwise email me, for real, jennifer@jenniferjefferies.com. I'd like to be able to show you what I take. So what are a few of my favorite adaptogen herbs? Things like rhodiola, which lifts mental fog and physical fatigue. Ashwagandha, which is getting too much airplay, I think, because there's others that are as good and better. But it's all about calming anxiety and helping to balance out cortisol. Schisandra is excellent for brain fog, liver support, endurance. Holy basil, which is Tulsi basil, is all about moods and immunity. And one of my biggest favorite adaptogens is Siberian ginseng. So Siberian ginseng, that plant, it lives literally in the back of Siberia, which is one of the coldest places on the planet, and in summer, one of the hottest places. And that plant adapts to the environment, and those nutrients that are in it, the constituents that are in it, our body is able to take up, and totally it helps us to be able to adapt to those, physical and emotional stresses that we are under. So I'm a big fan of Siberian ginseng. The thing to note is that naturopaths never prescribe an adaptogen on its own. We just don't, because we're not one body system. We can't, okay? We always use adaptogens in synergy. So like I said, if you want to know what I'm using, just send me a message. That would be cool. Just email me, jennifer@jenniferjefferies.com. That's easy. What is the most effective BAM? Well, I really like layering levels of support. And so taking, an adaptogen tonic like I take first thing in the morning, and also using my Energizer Essential Oil Blend. That's morning magic. So let me give you a few good layering ones that you can think about, because we don't need to overhaul your life. We just need to layer in the right habits consistently. So like I said, morning, okay, we're going to put in something like my Energizer blend, which is the aromatherapy component, layered with a protein-rich breakfast and adaptogens. Ta-da! Simples. Mid-morning, we want to do some light movement, okay? Whether it's going for a 10-minute walk during a break, hydration, and focus and flow time. So this is using something like my study blend. After lunch, light movement. And in fact, it's been shown in great studies that even if we go for a 10-minute walk after a meal, our metabolism and blood sugars just go, yeah, thank you. So light movement, just go for a quick walk around the office or around the block. Hydration. And we want to be able to stay clear and calm through the afternoon. So something like my Breathe blend is perfect. In the evening, we want to wind down early and just say, fuck off stress. We just want to be able to go. So whether you use something like the Fuck the Stress blend in a diffuser, so everyone at home is able to benefit, sit down quietly with a peppermint herbal tea. If you're going to have an alcoholic beverage, remember, have one alcohol, one water, or one alcohol and then some herbal tea. Combine the both. Just bring it back into balance. And daily, we just know eating close to nature the majority of the time. Real food close to nature. Least processed, the better. Okay? Breathing deeply, moving often, and resting as we can. I know that fatigue is real, and I know that fatigue is fixable. Our body's giving us a whack over the back of the head for a reason. It wants some extra support, not to try and punish us. So listen to it. I wish I'd listened to my body years earlier than I really did. Okay? So the aromatherapy, the adaptogens, bit of nutrition, they're easy to integrate tiny BAM tweaks that will help you to be able to rise strong from the inside out.
I want to thank you for being here today. If you enjoyed my podcast, please let me know by leaving a review on Apple Podcast. Every month, I draw one lucky person who leaves a review, have a free 1-hour consultation with me. Be sure to subscribe to the show wherever you're tuning in from so that you always catch the next episode. I welcome your emails, and you can write to me at podcast@healthylifehacks.com.au. Until next time, remember, when it comes to life, live it, love it, and get on with it.